What's up guys, I'm CandidCrandell and today I'm talking about Pretty Little Liars Season 4 Episode 19, Shadow Play. You know the drill. If you haven't seen the episode yet and you don't want anything spoiled for you, pause this video right now. The girls find Allie's journal in Ezra's desk, which makes them wonder if he was the person at the cabin. We all know he probably was, but they don't even know that it's Ezra's cabin. Mona goes to get papers out of Ezra's classroom. Why? Also, Mona, if you're trying to sneak around, maybe you shouldn't wear 5-inch platform heels. Just a thought. The girls want Emily to ask Paige about Shauna and see if she can figure out anything about her time in Georgia, how she knew Allie, or really anything about her at this point, because what do we know? Not much. Emily feels like they might have found Allie's journal too easily. I'll agree with that. They just opened up the desk and there was the journal sitting in an envelope. Doesn't seem very A-like to me. Arya and Ezra in the car. She was focusing on the hero, but heroes just aren't what they used to be anymore, and so she got focused on the villain. Ezra asks her if her villain wins in the end. She says she's not sure. Sometimes the villains win, and Ezra says sometimes. It felt like Ezra was interpreting Arya's creative writing story as maybe her hint that she's onto him, but I don't think that Arya is consciously onto Ezra yet. I think that subconsciously Arya can feel that something is a little bit off. It just doesn't feel right the way that it used to. The episode turns to black and white when Spencer goes into a drug-induced dream. I think Toby is onto Spencer's drug problem. Spencer says to Ezra that sometimes she has a hard time taking constructive criticism because she perceives it as a threat. He says that he does too. Spencer thinks that Arya is back with Ezra. Always the smart one, Spencer. Hannah is going to follow Ezra for Spencer and see what he's been up to. I don't know. Hannah's been on the detective train and doing pretty well for a while now, but I don't know about her sneaking ability. This is huge. Apparently the phone number on Allie's stash of money was to the Fitzgerald Art Foundation. Yes, that's right. Fitzgerald as in Fitz. So that whole storyline with Ezra's mom and the Art Foundation and everything is finally coming back into play. It seemed like kind of just like a throwaway of getting to know Ezra, but now there's a whole new purpose for it because they're bringing it back in, and I am very interested as to why Allie had the number for the Fitzgerald Art Foundation and why she would be calling it. My guess is for money. Toby tells Spencer that she has all the pieces about what happened to Allison, that she just needs to put them together, which I feel like is suggesting that even though the black and white portion of the episode is considered Spencer's drug-induced dream, there is some truth to it because subconsciously she has all the pieces and she's trying to fit them together. What on earth is Mona Vanderwall doing at Ezra's apartment? I was angry when she was with him at like a cafe in broad daylight. I was not happy about that. I was even more concerned when he invited her into his classroom and told her to close the door. Her going into his classroom when he wasn't there to get papers, a little sketchy, but Mona steals things all the time, so whatever. But this I do not like. Mona in Ezra's apartment and like closing the blinds. I do not like that. What is happening? Ugh. I paused on some of the journal entries that Spencer was reading. One in particular really caught my interest. I couldn't see all of it, but it was talking about how Allison liked islands because no one could touch them, just like her. And then she talked about how she wanted to be on an island with some mystery boy. Ezra? Could be. Could have been another boy though. We really don't know how many boys she was involved with. She said if only he would let me take him to an island, which suggested that he was somewhat hesitant about it. She said that they could be Rosewood's power couple and that he was opening up a new side of her. It sounds like she had like this obsession with Ezra, if it's Ezra that she's talking about, and it seems like he maybe did not share those same deep feelings for her. I loved that Paige was back in this episode and we got some really good Paley time. Mona catches up with Hannah and brings her back to Ezra's and then calls Spencer and tells her that she has a blonde package waiting for her and that she better hurry up to apartment 3B while she's still breathing. I'm sure Spencer might have thought that this was Allie that Mona was talking about, especially considering the Ezra trail that she's been following. Ezra wants to know why on earth Spencer was having Hannah follow him. Ezra basically dares Spencer to tell Arya about what she thinks about him, but I know you won't do it. You want me to tell you why? Ezra and Toby have a scene in this episode where Ezra says to Toby that Allison De Laurentiis is alive and Spencer Hastings knows how to find her. Him and Toby have something in common because they both know what happens when they let a skirt get to them. Mistakes are made. Is he suggesting that the same skirt got to both of them, or is he referring to the fact that Toby wants to protect Spencer and he wants to protect Arya? He really could be talking about any number of skirts at this point. I just can't keep all of Ezra Fitz's skirts in order. Allie has a little bit of a Dorian Gray moment where she talks about how she's jealous that the painting of her will never age and will always be beautiful, but she will age, which is why it's important to disappear so that you'll always be the girl in the painting. Maybe partially a motive why she left. We know that Allie loved to have an air of mystery about her, and she's always saying, "That's immortality, my darlings." She's obsessed with being remembered. Spencer asks Allie if she knew that Ezra was going after Arya and why she didn't say anything. Allie responds that no woman has ever been able to warn another woman about a man. I don't think Allie's motive is to still be with Ezra. I think she doesn't trust him. When Spencer puts her hand in the garbage disposal to get those pills, I was freaking out. I feel like in a regular episode, her hand might have actually gotten cut in the disposal because A had rigged it. Ezra's sitting on his laptop somewhere being like, and disposal turn on. I feel like that would happen. Toby poses an interesting question about whether or not Allie tricked Spencer into helping her. I think that's very possible. She was writing her journal for Spencer because she was the smart one. Allie could have manipulated Spencer and her intelligence for her own purposes. Arya tells Ezra that she wants to tell her friends about their relationship, but he goes and plants seeds of doubt in her head. He used to be so nice. He used to seem so supportive. He was helping Emily get into college. He was being nice to Hannah. He was helping Spencer. He was helping all of them. He was their friend. Ezra tells Arya that he knows that Allison is alive. Why on earth is he telling her this? I feel like this has got to be part of Spencer's just like dream thing, and so it's just kind of like weird. I hope that he didn't actually say that to Arya because I feel like that's weird and should cause all kinds of alarm bells to be going off in her head. Spencer makes the point that A didn't just come out of the woodwork, that it's a beast that has been growing and been fed by Allie's actions. Arya tells Spencer that she's been seeing Ezra and that she loves him, and Spencer still can't say anything to her. Arya also says that her and Ezra's love is like a story and that it was perfect. Spencer says was, past tense. Arya says that she thinks the story is changing. Hannah knows where to find Allie, and apparently it's at a club that she has been performing at. Once again, I'm wondering if this is Spencer's subconscious thinking of Allie as like a 1940s burlesque dancer, stripper. Allison does not seem very happy to see the girls. She thinks they're going to get her killed. Spencer tells Allie that she thinks she's setting all of them up and is trying to use them as a decoy so that she can get away with something. I am in total agreement with Spencer about that at this point. If Allie was alive and really needed help, she would have contacted them long before this. She's revealing secrets when she needs to cash them in. She is manipulating those girls because now she needs them. If she had trusted them and they were really her friends and she really cared about them, she would have told them before she left and she would have included them in her plan, but she didn't. As far as we know, she didn't. Who tried to shoot Arya? Who is it? Because as they're running away, the next voice that they hear calling after them is Ezra. Did Ezra shoot at Arya, or was he meaning to shoot Allie? Arya, come out, it's safe. I'll take care of you. No one's ever loved you like I do, Arya. Spencer finally tells Arya that she can't trust Ezra. Arya says to Allie that she thinks she liked her better when she was dead. Burn! But I kind of agree. I think I also liked Allie better when she was dead. She's kind of ruining all the things that I like at this point. Arya walks up to the shadowy figure that we think is Ezra, and then it turns out to be Toby somehow. Toby hit Ezra and he's lying next to the barn. I don't really know when that happened. I watched it a couple times and I was trying to figure out like when Toby hitting Ezra happened, and I'm not really sure. They all get into the car with Toby and drive away, leaving Ezra just like laying there. Allie has disappeared again. Surprise, surprise. She never hangs around long enough to answer any questions. Arya brings up the point that maybe Spencer is afraid of finding out the whole truth. I felt like a lot of hints were dropped in this episode about Spencer's involvement with Allie's disappearance. I'm not sure entirely what it was, but it feels like there was a lot of heavy-handed hinting that in some way she knew what happened and that she has been repressing this memory. Toby tells Spencer to not look at the book, but to look at the pages. Spencer figures out that Allie's journal that they got out of Ezra's desk has some adjustments to it. She has some pictures of the original pages on her phone, which A had no knowledge of. She compares them and certain things have been changed. That's why it was so easy for the girls to get the journal. The girls go over to Arya's house to wait for her to get back, and they see her with Ezra. So now everybody knows that Ezra is back on, and I think that none of them have any idea of what to do because this is just not a pleasant situation. Oh, hey, Arya, your boyfriend. Yeah, about that. I think he's the guy that's been stalking us for like over a year. Also, he had a relationship with Allison. What did you guys think of this week's black and white episode? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to discuss all of your theories and thoughts with you. If you don't already, you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Blogspot, and Instagram. Username CandidCrandell. I put out videos every Tuesday and Thursday on my channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Bye.